Yo guys, what's up? I'm back with another video, and today we're talking about the anime where the fights aren't just cool, they're painful to watch. We're talking broken bones, shattered swords, and villains who don't just want to win, they want to erase you from existence. The kind of battles where you're just sitting there, clutching your pillow, whispering, "Dude, stop, he's already dead." This is my list of the top 6 action anime with fights so brutal they should come with a health warning. On number 6, Blade of the Immortal. Meet Manji, a samurai cursed with immortality. Sounds awesome, right? Like infinite health, you can't lose? Wrong, it's a nightmare. He's so tired of living, he makes a deal with a nun. Kill 1,000 evil men and he finally gets to die. This isn't your clean, elegant samurai stuff like you might be used to. This is ugly, messy, and downright savage. Swords get stuck in bone, limbs fly off like confetti, and Manji just has to keep fighting, healing from wounds that would turn anyone else into mincemeat. The animation is gritty, the bloodshed is constant, and every fight feels less like a duel and more like a slaughterhouse shift. They use this weird hybrid of traditional and CGI that just makes the violence feel even more jarring and real. If you love samurai but think they're too pretty, this is your fix. It's a classic for a reason, and the 2019 remake just makes the brutality even more in your face. It's a marathon of violence, and Manji is just so done with it all, which makes every fight feel heavy and desperate. On number 5, Jujutsu Kaisen. You thought this was just another cool shonen with flashy powers and friendship speeches? Nah fam, from the jump, this show lets you know it plays for keeps. The power system is literally built on negative emotions, and the fights are a masterclass in creative brutality. It's not just about punching harder, it's about domains that trap you in a guaranteed hit, techniques that dismantle you on a molecular level, and villains who have zero chill. Remember that scene in season 1 where a guy gets his arm twisted off like a wet towel? Or when another gets his heart ripped out mid-monologue? And don't even get me started on the absolute carnage of the Shibuya incident arc in season 2. It's just one long, devastating episode of characters being pushed past their absolute limits, both physically and mentally. Yeah, the animation by MAPPA is god tier, but it's used to show you every single impact in horrifying, beautiful detail. The sound design, the choreography, it all comes together to make you wince. It's peak, but it's also pain. You're entertained, but you're also kinda concerned for the character's mental health. This show redefined what high stakes means in a modern shonen. On number 4, Vinland Saga. Season 1, guys. Let's be real. This is Vikings and it is grimy. The fights here aren't flashy. They're desperate, chaotic, and brutally efficient. It's all about survival. You'll see axes split skulls, spears go clean through bodies, and men drowning in mud and blood. The main character, Thorfinn, isn't a hero. He's a ball of rage fueled by revenge, and his fights are less about skill and more about stabbing a man 20 times because once wasn't enough. The show makes you feel the weight of every kill, the exhaustion after a battle, and the sheer ugly cost of violence. There's no glory here, just the visceral reality of war. It's a historical masterpiece that doesn't shy away from how awful medieval combat actually was. And the best part? The animation is still smooth and dynamic, so you don't miss a single horrifying moment. It's the kind of show that makes you sit back and just process what you just witnessed after a major battle sequence. On number 3, Hell's Paradise. A bunch of death row convicts get sent to a mysterious island to find the elixir of life. The catch? The island is a paradise designed by a sadist. We're talking flora and fauna that will dissolve you, behead you, or wear your skin as a suit. The fights in this are a constant struggle against nightmarish creatures and fellow prisoners, and they are vicious. The body horror is off the charts. One wrong move and you're getting your arm melted off by a flower, or getting your head chopped off by a creature made of blades. The main duo, Gabimaru, the unfeeling ninja, and his executioner Sagiri have to push past absolute insanity, and every victory feels like they just barely escaped being turned into art supplies. The contrast between the stunningly beautiful island and the grotesque ways it kills people is just chef's kiss. It's a gorgeous, gory fever dream from the first episode to the last. This isn't just about human versus human. It's about humanity versus a world that is actively, creatively trying to murder them in the most visually unsettling ways possible. On number 2, Chainsaw Man. This show is pure unfiltered chaos. Denji isn't a noble hero, he's a dirt poor kid who just wants to touch some boobs and eat bread with jam. And his power? He turns into a chainsaw monster by pulling a cord on his chest. The fights are less fights and more whirling blenders of destruction. They are messy, visceral, and completely unpredictable. Characters get devoured, sliced in half, and blown up with a casualness that is both hilarious and horrifying. The anime doesn't just show you gore, it makes you feel the grind of the chainsaws, the splatter of the blood, and the sheer mind-breaking weirdness of it all. It's brutal, but it's also the most creatively insane thing you'll ever watch. MAPPA yet again went ridiculously hard on the animation, making every scene a chaotic work of art. You've never seen anything like it, I promise you. The sound design alone, with the roar of the chainsaws and the squelching of everything, is enough to leave a permanent impression. On number 1, Attack on Titan. Come on, you knew this was coming. Is there anything more brutally iconic than a Titan chomping down on a soldier? Or the sheer bone-shattering force of the colossal Titan just appearing? This show built its reputation on visceral, high-stakes horror masquerading as action. The 3D maneuver gear is cool until you remember one wrong calculation means you become a bloody smear on a wall, or a snack for a 15-meter monster. The fights are epic in scale but personal in their tragedy. You see characters you love get bitten in half, crushed, or thrown like rag dolls. It's a constant reminder that in this world, there are no clean deaths. From the very first episode, it establishes a tone of hopelessness and sheer terror that never really lets up. The later seasons just escalate the scale of brutality from man versus monster to nation versus nation, with even more devastating consequences, introducing warfare that is just as psychologically brutal as it is physically destructive. It's the king of brutal anime, and it earned that crown by never ever pulling its punches. It's a masterpiece, plain and simple, and it uses its brutality not just for shock value, but to tell a profound and heartbreaking story. That's the end of the video. If you enjoyed this ride through pain and suffering, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell because we're always breaking down the hypest and hardest hitting anime right here. Also, tell me in the comments which one of these brutal brawls is your favorite, or if you think I missed one that should have made the cut. Let's get a discussion going. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.